Hey guys, it's Cecilia and I'm back again by popular demand, but this week we are doing an embarrassing story because that is what you guys voted for on my Instagram story, and I really appreciate everyone that did that because it helps me gauge where I need to go with the content and it lets me know what you guys like to see because I'll have fun making anything really, so it's up to you guys to tell me what you want to see. Don't worry though, for those of you that wanted the nighttime routine, because I will be doing that later on and I do have plans to do that. So I'm not ignoring you. I see what you want to see and I will be doing it. But today for the embarrassing story, this was back in my 7th grade year. So this is junior high. And this is around the time when everyone is kind of like, ooh, I like this person. He likes me. She likes me. You know what I mean? Those are the years where it kind of like starts going like that. For the purpose of this story, we are going to name the kid that this involves
Stevie.
His name is Stevie, okay? And Stevie was one of those class clown types. So anything that he did or said, it was kind of like, that's not surprising. You know what I mean? But so where this starts off is before class, if we came early to school, we would gather in the cafeteria and just sit at the tables and talk amongst ourselves before the bell rang for us to start getting ready to go to class. And so we're all sitting there, I'm talking with my friends, and then Stevie comes in with a bag. It is Valentine's Day. We're close to it. And so Stevie comes in with a bag, and he sits on the table, and everyone's like,
Ooh, what's in the bag?
blah, blah, blah. So he shows everybody. He literally shows everybody, including me. And he's like, yeah, it's like a box of chocolates. And we're like, well, who's it for? And he said, oh, it's for Miss So-and-so. And Miss So-and-so was one of the teachers that Steven would get on the nerves of. So honestly, it was not surprising at all that he was doing that, because that is something that he would do because he knows that a teacher is like annoyed with him. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm saying like a lot. I'm so sorry. But anyway, yeah, so it's not uncharacteristic. It's not out of character for Stevie to do something like that. No one thinks anything of it. And so then the bell rings and we all get ready to go to our classes. We leave the cafeteria and we go. And also, I should mention, our class was actually split into 2 different groups because we had a large class. So we were in separate classrooms, but in the same grade. And so when I come in, I get all my stuff set, put it in my locker, blah, blah, blah. Then I go and sit kind of towards the end of my teacher's desk because he had needed something done. So I was helping him with that. And then all of a sudden, Stevie comes in with the bag and he goes up to my teacher and whispers something in his ear and hands him the bag. I don't think anything of it. It just goes whoosh over my head. I'm paying attention to what I'm doing, you know what I mean? And so he hands him the bag and then he walks out the door, he shuts the door and he leaves. And then the bell rings. So I'm sitting there doing whatever I'm doing to help the teacher. And everyone's kind of talking amongst themselves. And then all of a sudden, the teacher's like, okay, guys, everyone like quiet down. And I'm still sitting at the end of his desk at this point, okay? And so the teacher's desk is here facing this way. And the kids' seats are in this area, but they're facing that way, which is all of like where the board and stuff are. And I'm sitting over here towards the end of the desk. Sorry, I spilt my water bottle. Anyway, so I'm sitting there. He's like, all right, everybody quiet down. And he starts walking over towards me where I'm at the desk. And he's like,
here you go.
And he hands me the bag. And I'm like, what? So like, what are you doing? He's
like, this is for you.
And I said, no, it's not. No, it's not. He's like,
yeah, it is. This is for you. Open it.
I said, this is not for me. This is for Miss So-and-so. I said, Stevie literally told everybody. I said, Stevie said that this is for Miss So-and-so. This is Miss So-and-so's Valentine's Day gift. He's like, no, it's for you. Open it. I said, this is not for me. I am not opening this. I said, how do you even, like, what are you talking about? He's like, Stevie literally came up to me and told me that this is for you. Open it. And I sat there with it in my hands and I'm like, no. I said, I'm not opening this. And my face starts getting beet red. And at this point, all the students, all my classmates are looking at me and my face is beet red. I blush so easily, but I do not like being the center of attention. And so all these eyes are just staring into my soul while I'm sitting there with Stevie's gift that's for Miss So-and-so. He's like, no, this is for you. Then he looks at me and guess what my teacher says to me? He's like,
we are not starting class until you open that.
Excuse me? We are not starting class until you open that. And at this point, I'm like, in my face has got to be like as red as this. It's so red. I'm like sweating. I'm like, I'm in shock. And I said, but this is for Miss So-and-so. Like, as I am opening it, I'm like, this is for Miss So-and-so. He's like, no, Stevie said it was for you. Why do you think he came in here and handed me the gift? And I'm sitting there and I'm still beet red and everything. And I'm opening it. Of course I know what it is. It's a box of chocolates. And I sit there and I like take it out and I put it in my lap and I'm sitting there and everyone's still looking at me and the teacher's still looking at me. And he's like, well, what is it? I was like, it's a box of chocolates. He's like, well, let me see. So I held it up and everyone's like looking at me. He's
like, oh, wasn't that so sweet?
I said, yeah. And I'm sitting there beet red in the face. I am
mortified.
Absolutely mortified. Completely embarrassed that my teacher literally made me open that in front of the entire class. And if any of my classmates from 7th grade see this, I don't know if you remember that, but that was so embarrassing. So embarrassing. So embarrassing. Who does that? He's like, well, make sure you thank him. Make sure you thank him for that. I was like, yeah, I will. I am in 7th grade. I know this boy has a crush on me, but he literally lied to everybody and said that it was for his teacher, Miss So-and-so. And I'm like, ugh, Stevie, I just know the embarrassment that you have caused me, boy. But I mean, I thanked him and everything. But let me tell you what, that was so embarrassing. Top tier embarrassment. That is probably within the top 3 most embarrassing things that has happened to me. I was mortified completely. I still think about that. I remember it like it was yesterday. I really do. Man, it's just great. Embarrass my 7th grade self in front of everybody. But yeah, so there you go. For all of you that wanted a little laugh, there it is. My Valentine's Day with Stevie. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the embarrassing story. If you would like more, I have plenty, so let me know. Give me a thumbs up or comment. If you don't like it, then give me a thumbs down or something, you know? I'll take criticism. So yeah, but anyway, I hope everyone has a nice day. Please continue. If you want to see certain content from me, please continue to let me know and vote if I have polls or anything, because it really helps me out. But yeah, I wanted to thank everyone, thank all of the people who have subscribed to my channel. I really appreciate it. And yeah, so just thank you, everybody, and I hope everyone has a nice day. Bye.